Hello students, I am Shankar Bhate. Thanks for visiting my channel. In this video we will solve a couple of MCQs on the topic of ellipse. So let's begin with the questions. Here is the first question. Right. If the length of major axis of an ellipse is 17/8 times its minor axis, then the eccentricity of that ellipse is which of the following? Right. So in this question, major axis, that is 2a, is given to be 17/8 times minor axis, that is 2b. Okay, so let's cancel 2 and we will get a equal to 17/8 times b. Right, so basically we get a connection between a and b. Now we know that the formula for eccentricity is given by root of a square minus b square upon a. Right, so if you don't recollect this formula, then you can use simply the relation between a square and b square also. So we know that for a standard ellipse, b square is given as a square into 1 minus e square. So from this, rearranging the terms, you will get e square as 1 minus b square upon a square. So therefore we get 1 minus. Now observe that the value of b by a can be found from this relation which we got, and b by a would be 8 by 17, correct? So by writing we'll get that, and hence on simplifying we'll get e square as 15 by 17 square. Now you might wonder why. The reason is that if you recollect, 8, 15 and 17 is one of the Pythagorean triplets. So knowing these three numbers will be very helpful. Otherwise, of course, you have to do the calculation and then find the answer. So finally we'll get eccentricity as 15 by 17, right? So therefore option B is the correct answer to this question. Let's move on to the next question now. Alright, so the question is, a focus of an ellipse is at origin, its eccentricity is half, and the line x equal to 4 is one of the directrices. Okay, then the length of semi-major axis, okay, that is say A, okay, considering the standard form, is which of the following? So now if you draw a rough figure, say for example, here is an ellipse and say origin is at one of the foci. So we know that there is another focus also, right? Now here there is an important point, that is, we don't know whether the origin is the focus which is on the right side or the focus on the left side. Okay, so that means we have to think of both the possibilities, and let's see which possibility gives us the correct answer. Right, so let us draw the line x equal to 4, which is directrix. Also let us draw the line which passes through the center of the ellipse, that's a vertical line, because we know that distance of directrix from that is given by a by e, right? And okay, so the distance of directrix from y-axis is 4, and the distance of focus from the center, we know that it is given by the formula AE. Okay, so therefore let us write the relation that in this case we get A upon E minus AE must be equal to 4. Okay, so taking A common, we have 1 upon E minus E equal to 4. Let us substitute the value of E. So 1 upon E will be 2 because E is half, equal to 4. So A into 3 by 2 gives you 4, and hence finally we get A equal to 8 by 3. Now here incidentally option D is the answer, so that is given to us, but we should know that there is another possibility also. So what it means is, if you don't see 8 by 3 is the answer given in the options, then you have to try the second possibility, that is we have to redraw the figure and consider that origin is at the focus which is on the left side. Okay, so the figure would now look like this, right? And then you will have to again draw the line x equal to 4 and do the calculation, right? So that is how we solve this question, right? Let us move on to the next question now. So the question says that the line 3x plus 5y equal to 15 root 2 is a tangent to this given ellipse at the point whose eccentric angle is which of the following, right? So basically we have to find the eccentric angle of the point of contact, right? From the equation of the ellipse, it is clear that the value of A is 5 and value of B is 3, right? Also, like we know that the parametric equations of the ellipse are x equal to a cos theta, so here it will be 5 cos theta, and y equal to b sin theta, that will be 3 sin theta. So we keep this ready, right? Now let us write the equation of the tangent in the different form, that is dividing by 15 root 2 on both sides. We will get x divided by 5 root 2 plus y divided by 3 root 2 equal to 1. The reason why we did this is because from the standard equation, observe that we can also write the equation of the tangent in the parametric form, which is x cos theta upon a, that is 5, plus y sin theta upon b, so it is y sin theta upon 3 equal to 1. Correct. So if you want to again slightly change it, we can write it as x divided by 5 by cos theta plus y divided by 3 by sin theta equal to 1. Okay, so therefore now if you compare equation 1 and 2, they represent one and the same line, that is the tangent. So therefore in the denominator you can see that cos theta happens to be 1 by root 2, and for the y term sin theta happens to be also 1 by root 2. So from this it is clear that the angle theta has to be equal to pi by 4, which is 45 degrees, isn't it? So therefore option B is the correct answer for this question. Let's go to the next question now. So the question says the value of lambda for which the line 2x minus 8 by 3 times lambda y equal to minus 3 is a normal to the ellipse x square plus y square by 4 equal to 1 is which of the following, right? So we have to find a particular value of lambda, right, so that the given line is a normal. Okay, now looking at the equation of the ellipse, we can easily figure out that the value of a is 1 and value of b is 2, right? So that is given to us. Now look, since we have been given the normal, first we may start off with the tangent case, that is slope of tangent in parametric form is always given by minus b by a tan theta. Now if you wonder from where does this come or how to derive it, if you don't recollect, then we can just write the equation of tangent in parametric form. If you recollect, it is x cos theta upon a plus y sin theta upon b equal to 1, right? And you know how to find the slope of a line, right? So from that we will get that slope as minus b by a tan theta. Alright, so if that is the slope of tangent, therefore slope of normal turns out to be negative reciprocal of this particular quantity, right? So therefore it will be a cot theta divided by b, right? Sorry, it will be a tan theta divided by b. Okay. Now since we know the values of a and b, let us substitute them. A is 1, so we get tan theta divided by b is 2. Okay, so that's the slope of normal, right? And now therefore let us write the equation of the normal. Therefore we know that equation of any line in general is y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1, correct? So therefore y minus, now y1 is given by b sin theta, right? That's a parametric coefficient, so that is 2 sin theta equal to m is what we just found out, that is tan theta divided by 2 into bracket x minus x1 is a cos theta and a is 1, so therefore it is simply cos theta, right? So simplifying further, we will get this as tan theta by 2 times x minus tan into cos, cos gets cancelled and you are left with sin theta divided by 2, right? So that is what y minus 2 sin theta is. Okay, so now let us bring the minus sin theta term on the left and let us simplify this to wipe this out. So wiping this out, we will get, let me bring it above. Okay, so therefore we will get finally the x term, that is tan theta by 2 times x, that's the x term. Then you have minus y, and then you will get plus 3 sin theta upon 2 equal to 0. So this is the equation of the normal from the parametric format. Okay, so Now we have been given the equation of the normal already, so let us write that, and we'll write 2x minus 8 by 3 lambda y, and bringing the minus 3 on the left, okay, without fail, so that gives us plus 3 equal to 0, right? And now you see that both of these equations represent the same line, that is the normal, so therefore we can compare the coefficients. That means we must have the ratio of tan theta by 2 divided by 2 equal to minus 1 upon minus 8 by 3 lambda, and that further equals 3 sin theta upon 2 divided by 3. So therefore what shall we get, right? We will get tan theta divided by 4 equal to 1 divided by 8 lambda by 3. So therefore we will get 3 divided by 8 lambda, and which further is equal to sin theta divided by 2, right? So from this we will solve the equation, and first of all let us compare the first and the last. Okay, cancelling the factor of sine, it is clear that we will get cos theta equal to 1 by 2, and from that, using the basic identity sine square plus cos square equal to 1, we will get sine as plus or minus root 3 by 2. Okay, now out of which we have been given only one of the values, that is plus root 3 by 2, so therefore option C is the correct answer to this question. Alright, so basically the question is which of the following is one of the values, right, not the only value. So we have to remember that there is another possible value also, okay, for lambda. So just to clarify that, although we got sine theta as root 3 by 2, how come lambda is also the same? So basically we will just put the value of sine theta in the last part, right? So therefore we will get 3 upon 8 lambda equal to 1 by 2 into sine theta is plus or minus root 3 by 2. Okay, so you will see that there will be cancellations, and finally you will get lambda as once again plus or minus root 3 by 2, right? So that's the answer. Let's go to the next question now. So in this question we have to find out the minimum area of the triangle formed by any tangent to the ellipse, which is a standard ellipse, x square upon a square plus y square upon b square equal to 1 with the coordinate axis. Right, so suppose we have been given a general ellipse and there is a tangent. Okay, so tangent to the ellipse. Ellipse, this is the tangent. Now observe that the tangent is going to form a triangle with the coordinate axis, isn't it? And we have to find out what is the minimum possible area of this particular triangle. Okay, now in this case, to solve this example, we'll take help of the parametric equation of the tangent, because you will see how quickly it gives us the answer. We know that the equation of tangent in parametric form is x cos theta upon a plus y sin theta upon b equal to 1, right? So therefore by putting y equal to 0, we will get the x intercept of the tangent, right? So basically which is that horizontal side of the triangle, and for that we just put y equal to y, and we will get x intercept as a divided by cos theta, isn't it? And similarly we will also get y intercept as nothing but b divided by sin theta. So y intercept is the vertical side, and observe that both are obviously perpendicular to each other. So therefore if you write the formula for area of triangle, it is half base into height, so it is half into product of the two intercepts, so that gives us AB divided by cos theta into sin theta. Observe that in the denominator we have got 2 cos theta sin theta, so that can be written as sin 2 theta by the standard formula. So basically we get area of the triangle as a function of theta, isn't it? So as theta changes, the area will also change. Now if you have been asked to find the minimum area, and if area is given as this fraction in which AB is a constant for a given ellipse, but it is only the denominator which is a variable part, so therefore overall fraction will be minimum when the denominator will be maximum, and we know that the maximum value of sine of any expression is equal to 1, so therefore we will get the minimum value of the area of this particular triangle is nothing but AB divided by 1, that is AB. So therefore option A is the correct answer to this question.